Good morning, everyone. We are Team Levo, and today we'll be presenting on leadership for results through the case of Value Village, a non-profit thrift store operating in Canada, the US, and Australia. We chose Value Village because it combines business with social good and reflects transformational servant leadership through its focus on community impact, ethics, and sustainability. Value Village operates through what we describe as an intrinsically circular economy model. This means the organization is built around reuse, recycling, and reducing waste, which directly support environmental and social sustainability. Their mission is powerful to champion reuse and inspire a future where second hand is second nature. Their five core values reflect deep servant leadership mindset. Celebrate uniqueness, make service count, find a better way, make an impact, and do the right thing. These values are not just statements, they guide how the organization serves customers, support communities, and lead with purpose. When we talk about performance in a transformational servant leadership context, we are not just asking, are we profitable? We are asking, are we making a difference in people's lives? This means redefining success to include social uplift, values alignment, and service impact. Value Village already contributes significantly by supporting local non-profits through donations, which is part of their social uplift strategy. This opens up opportunities to build stronger impact frameworks guided by servant leadership principles that capture both human and community transformation. From this point, Tilini will take the presentation and walk you through the next parts. Thank you.
Thank you, Vasana. Let's start with our evaluation of Value Village using the transformational servant leadership pyramid. At the base of the pyramid, values and ethics are strong. Value Village promotes sustainability, reuse, and community support, aligning well with servant leadership. Vision and strategy are moderate. The mission is clear but not fully integrated into staff practices. Accountability is weak due to limited feedback and transparency. Empowerment is moderate. Partners are engaged, but staff voices and growth opportunities are lacking. For measurement, it focuses on sales with a little tracking of staff or social impact. Resources are stable financially, but staff development is limited. Finally, the results are strong with clear community and environmental benefits. Overall, Value Village is mission driven but needs strong internal leadership. To address these gaps and track progress, we recommended using Balanced Scorecard as the most suitable framework. The Balanced Scorecard evaluates performance across four perspectives. First one is financial, which reflects Value Village's revenue from thrift sales. Second one is customer, who involved both shoppers and non-profit partners. Third one is internal processes like donation intake and store operations. The last one is learning and growth, which covers staff development and leadership capacity. This framework works well because Value Village is for a profit business with a social mission. It helps balance financial goals with social responsibility. By using this approach, Value Village can ensure that both their social impact and internal operations grow together in a balanced, sustainable way. Now I invite Manika to continue the rest of the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, now let me talk about the TSL pyramid. So, in the transformational servant leadership model, one of the main goals is uplift, and Value Village supports this by donating to non-profits and offering low-cost goods to the communities. They also help economic uplift by creating more jobs and creating local economics. However, they don't always measure how much impact they are making, and their values are not clearly reflected in staff training or leadership. So, improving in these areas would help them become stronger servant leaders. Now, next is evidence of anticipated impact. So, when Value Village improves its servant leadership practices, we can expect some strong positive outcomes like better employee engagement, stronger trust from the community, and even more donations. So, to get there, they should introduce regular feedback systems where employees can share their ideas or concerns. For example, they could use appreciative inquiry, which helps them focus on what's working well and how to build on that. Or they could even create a simple staff recognition program like monthly awards or shout outs during the meetings to those who are really performing well. So, even though these are really simple steps, but can really boost a morale and help align the team with the mission. So, that's it from my part. Now, my friend Dinisha will continue the presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manika. Hello, everyone. In this part, we are looking at Value Village's decision making system, especially how well its mission and values align with the result based servant leadership approach. As a current employee, I clearly see the governance is still mostly top down. So the staff have limited involvement in shaping key decisions that reduces shared accountability for results. And when consider about the measurement, though the measurement focuses on sales and donation volumes, it lacks tools like individual performance plans, appreciative inquiry, or total impact measurement that can track human, social, and environmental results. And budgeting is also top down, driven by operations, not by staff insights. A result based servant model would balance a strategy with input from frontline teams. While the culture promotes the service and impact, these values are not yet fully integrated into how decisions are made or results are measured. As future leaders, what we recommend is a clear shift from control to result focused servant leadership. In governance, Value Village can introduce staff councils and regular feedback forums to support open and inclusive decision making. When it comes to budgeting, a blended model is ideal, using top down decision for strategy and bottom up input from frontline staff to reflect real needs and experiences. For measurement, it's time to go beyond numbers. Tools like individual performance plans, appreciative inquiry, and total impact measurement and management will help track results that truly matter. Not just profit, but also social, environmental, and human outcomes. Finally, the culture needs to shift from focusing on control to leading with purpose where people feel trusted, included, and driven by shared results. From this point, let Shereen will continue the rest of our presentation. Thank you.
Good morning, class. My name is Sring Chusum. Uh, Before I begin my presentation, I would like to thank Tanisha for presenting on decision-making system analysis. And I'll be taking you through organizational for improvement capacity. So here we will discuss about two things, that is assets and barriers. First, let me explain about the assets. Value Village has many strengths. They have experienced workers, a strong brand, and many donors. But there are also limits, like barriers. They are for-profit company with a non-profit mission. Sometimes they focus more on profits than social impact. They also do not fully measure non-financial results like community or employee satisfaction. And to talk about why improvements are needed, like I said before, when there are barriers, we need to think about improvements needed in those areas. So here we found a gap between what the company says in its mission and what happens in the store. They do not always report how their work helps the community. For example, they talk about reuse and social good, but their main reports show something else and community impact. To follow TSL, they need better accountability to stakeholders. As you can see, it's mentioned here. And that's all about my presentation for today. And I'll hand over it to the next presenter, that is Farwin. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharing. Moving on, our team will recommend 6 key strategies to drive the organizational improvement of the value village. First one, to expand the value-based training for the staff, focusing on the alignment with the core values and the faith principles, and also to apply appreciative inquiry that will deepen the staff and the community engagement. Also, to introduce individual performance plans that would support for the staff development. We also recommend to rebrand to reflect a servant leadership identity and a commitment to the community upliftment. Further, to implement total impact measurement and management to comprehensively assess the social, economic, and environmental outcomes. Finally, to cultivate storytelling which recognizes that the best story wins, to share and celebrate the organizational impact and also to reflect the success. Why do we recommend these strategies? Actually, the Value Village, while we know it excels in community and environmental outcomes, there is limited alignment on the core values internally, and the staff voice is often underrepresented. So, value-based training and appreciative inquiry will build a more cohesive and motivated workforce. Additionally, IPP, that is Individual Performance Plan, and TIM, Total Impact Measurement and Management, ensure that both social and human outcomes are measured, not just the financial results. And the rebranding and storytelling techniques will strengthen the organization's identity as a benchmark for ethical, servant-led reuse, inspiring the greater trust and engagement. So we believe that these strategies will address the current gaps identified in our assessment by boosting the engagement and positivity, aligning the staff with the mission, supporting the growth and accountability, measuring the full impact beyond the profit. The question now is, can the Value Village really do it? Of course, Value Village is well positioned to execute and succeed these strategies due to the several key assets they possess. They have the dedicated workforce and a robust volunteer network, and they do have a steady thrift revenue with possible potential for additional grants. And also, they have a strong social capital via our non-profit partnerships, also a loyal donor base. So these assets really create opportunities to lead the sector in ethical, value-driven reuse and to serve as a model for servant leadership in the community. Coming to the end, we believe our team has presented a comprehensive outline for results-based leadership, value-based training for the Value Village to identify their gaps and barriers in implementing them, and our recommended key strategies with all their possible assets and opportunities would lead them to demonstrate a very good example of TSL leadership in the community that will favor both the employers and their customers. We have cited the references here which we utilize to outline our presentation, and we welcome any further questions. Thank you everyone.